So today, the Summer Summit for 2023 came out with a ton of updates for the game. We are talking updates like locking sailing into the game, Chambers of Xeric updates, new quests, a brand new leagues, and a brand new city. Okay, so here is a sneak peek of the roadmap for the rest of the year and the start of 2024. So August 25th, we're going to be getting the Dead Man Apocalypse game mode. And then shortly after that, in autumn of 2023, there will be the Chambers of Xeric changes, also the Path of Gluffery, and then Forestry Part 2, and also the Halloween event. And then shortly after that, I guess right at the start of winter, we're going to be getting the Leagues 4 Trailblazer Reloaded, which is going to be crazy. It's been a very long time since we've had a league. And then after that, Christmas event and the mid-level PvM update, which is very interesting. And it looks like early 2024 we're gonna be getting a brand new city called Varlamore. Sailing. Over the last few months, we've been working on something very exciting, Old School RuneScape's first ever skill. Sailing is a new open world utility skill that lets you experience exciting new content only found at sea. It's not instance traditional MMO exploration at its finest, with Old School RuneScape's twist. Expand the vast world of Gielinor with new islands, creatures, and mysteries to uncover. Build and customize your own ships with upgrades and faculties that will let you explore even more dangerous areas of the ocean. You've seen ships in Old School RuneScape before, but for the first time, sailing will let you captain a ship of your very own, command your NPC crew, and sail into uncharted waters. Now, this shocked me right here. Sailing could launch as early as 2024, but to make it happen, you need to cast your vote. I thought it would take like a few years, to be honest. Varlamore area expansion. South of Mount Q, beyond the Stranglewood, lies a land filled with adventure and excitement, a region filled with new quests, new gameplay, and new places to explore. A shining kingdom formed by refugees fleeing Xeric's age of strife over 1,000 years ago. Old School RuneScape's next area expansion will take you to the shining kingdom of Varlamore and open up a new region south of Karandon Cabos. We're not just offering a new region jam-packed with delightful content, we're offering answers to some of Old School RuneScape's biggest questions, whether you're a lorehead, an avid PvMer, or a super skiller. Varlamore has something for you. Okay, so now I'm actually on the Varlamore news post right here, and it's just showing the overview that it's going to be a brand new region, a kingdom divided, I guess, would be required for it. A familiar name, so I guess back in 2016, somebody had an idea for it. It's kind of interesting. Going down here a little bit, this is kind of like what they want it to look like, which is cool. So right here is where we just did the Desert Treasure 2. Here's the Korand area, and it looks like it'll just expand it down a little bit, and they've already got some like new concepts for it as well. So we'll start our journey into Varlamore right here in the heart of the kingdom. This looks very cool. It has some like Falador-esque like to it, in my opinion. There's a Coliseum in there. That's very cool. I just noticed that right now. There's a Hunters Guild, which they were talking about doing. Like just a lot of cool stuff. And I like the fact that it's like connected in a way, and they're just expanding another huge landmass with just so much more content in it. So I don't want this video to be like 3 hours long, so we'll just quickly go over everything that they want to add to this, which is quests, obviously, the Coliseum, which is going to be like a PvM minigame. Very, very cool. Keep going down a little bit. This looks like it is an experienced quest that will be interesting. I like the name of that as well. And then the Hunter Guild, something that I've been wanting into the game for a very long time. Just a lot of solid updates. Okay, so the next thing is Leagues 4, the Trailblazer Reloaded. So, you've been asking for more leagues from the moment Leagues 3, the Shattered Relics, ended, and it's no secret which one has been your favorite so far. So we decided to resurrect a classic league with a fresh lick of paint. Get ready for Leagues 4, Trailblazer Reloaded. So the Trailblazer Reloaded is a temporary game mode where you'll start as a completely fresh account separate from your main account. Initially, you'll be area locked to Mistlin, where all your journeys begin. Just as before, you'll be able to unlock other areas after completing tasks and accumulating points, but choose wisely as you can only unlock 3 additional regions. The more regions you have available, the more tasks you'll be able to complete and the more points you'll be able to get. Now, how will it be different from the last league? The new types of content in it. So obviously we've got a Kingdom Divided and Thralls, the hard mode Theater of Blood, combat achievements, skilling updates like the Guardians of the Rift, Temporis, and the Giant's Foundry. Next, the Tombs of Amasket, the Wilderness boss rework, Secrets of the North, and the Phantom Musba, Desert Treasure 2, and all of the bosses that come with it, and more. Of course, it's going to go over all the rules for the new league. You're basically at area locked. You have an Ironman account and accelerated experience rates. The starting stats will be level 3 herb lore, 10 agility, and 5 rune crafting. That's very interesting. And you'll also get free Draman staff, which is interesting. Quests and diary unlock, so you'll have some of them already done for you. Oh, just seeing this menu is so nostalgic. So here is the league tasks. You know, you got all of them. Very similar to like combat achievements or something like that, but open up the leagues menu, that's 10 league points, and it just goes and goes and goes, and the more you do, the more points you will get, right? So examples of an area specific task will include enter the cooking guild, defeat Obar, craft 50 water runes, and examples of general tasks that can be completed in any region will be cook 100 sharks, obtain a mark of grace. It just gets me excited, bro. So obviously this is how relics work. They provide buffs which let you customize your gameplay experience unlocked via league points. Relics can offer experience boosts, buffs to combat, additional luck while obtaining drops, or even specific skilling buffs. When you begin the league, you'll be asked to choose between 3 tier 1 relics. As you gain more points, you can unlock other relics and solidify your strategy farther. For the first time ever in Trailblazer Reloaded, each relic will also unlock a passive buff. In addition, there will be one more tier than usual for a total of 7 relic tiers. That's very interesting. We'll provide more information about the relics as we approach the start date of the leagues 4, but keep your eyes peeled for a few sneak peeks. Remember, some are staying the same and some are changing and some are brand new. Very, very cool. Like it. Now for the rewards, there's going to be the Trailblazer Reloaded League trophy. That's a weird thing to say. And League to League rewards. So all of your previous rewards, I guess you can obviously stack those up, which is very cool. Then the main game rewards, as usual, you'll be able to take the League souvenirs back to the main game. It looks like there's a few interesting ones here that I was just quickly looking at. So the usual league specific banner, a home teleport animation, different cosmetic things like that, a fiery new home teleport, is that right? A fiery new teleport animation override, a new death/respawn animation, a new alchemy spell animation. That's very interesting. New vengeance and spell animation. These are, I like it because it's cosmetic, but it just reminds me of the Solomon General Store a little bit. A cosmetic override for the toxic blowpipe. That's very cool. They did the whip, I think it was last year. A new look for the rejuvenation pool inside your POH, and an infernal cosmetic override to the Din's Bulwark, inspired by a player's suggestion. Okay, so next we got the Path of Gluffery mid-level PVM and Cox changes. So the Path of Gluffery originally released in late 2007 and continues the popular Gnome storyline. Investigations into Gluffery's plans escalate when you discover King Borland has a new pet. Has Gluffery been watching the Tree Gnome Village too? Despite launching after Old School RuneScape's backup, we were surprised to find that most complete version of Path of Gluffery still survives. This year we hope to share it with you once more. Much of the quest will be released as it once was, with some polish to meet the standards of modern Old School RuneScape. Originally completing the Path of Gluffery granted access to 2 new Slayer creatures found in the Poison Waste dungeon, warped terrorbirds and warped tortoises. This didn't feel very rewarding back in 2007, and we don't think that simply backport of those creatures would fit today's standards. To make a new Slayer creature feel more rewarding, we'd hope to make some improvements, including rebalancing stats, rebalancing drop tables, quality of life changes. So rather than needing to use the crystal chime on them to fight, you'll simply need to have the chime in your inventory. The chime will be made using a separate crystal seed rather than using the same seed as the crystal saw. This means you won't need to swap back and forth the chime and the saw. That's good, obviously. The creatures will also share a single warped creature slayer task rather than having one of each. That's good as well. You know, you choose which one you want to fight. This Slayer task isn't unlocked by default, so that it will not impact existing Slayer metas. You can choose to unlock it by using Slayer points in the usual way. Okay, that's good. The new unique item drop from both creatures, you'll have a chance to gain a mid-level self-powered staff called the Warp Scepter. The Warp Scepter will sit somewhere in the power between the Trident of the Seas and Ivan's Blast. Just amazing, man. It's what we need. I seriously love updates like this where they just make good stuff that we actually genuinely need in the game. So this is a spoiler warning. So this is requirements to do it. So completion of the Eyes of Glovery will need the Waterfall quest and the Tree Gnome Village. Wow, that was such a spoiler. 60 strength, 56 slayer, 56 thieving, 47 range, and 45 agility. And it looks like the reward will be 2 quest points, the Poison Waste dungeon access, 30,000 attack, 20,000 slayer. Looks like it's a good one for slayer, 5,000 thieving, and 5,000 magic. Okay, so the next thing right here is a mid-level PVM update. From something you've seen before to something brand new, and actually something without much detail to share at this stage, something we'd like to greenlight. Nevertheless, let's talk about mid-level PVM. So we've been thinking a lot lately about the player journey, the steps players take from their first moments in Mistlin all the way up to a low-fee accomplishment like the Max Cape, Infernal Cape, or Grandmaster Combat achievements. We believe there are some gaps and some breaks in the journey for many players. We also believe we can fill them in. At the moment, there's a bit of a jump for players moving from a simple activity like Bryodophyta, I can't pronounce that, or Obar, much to more complicated like the fight caves, Grandmaster quests, bosses, or even entry mode raids. We want to find a midpoint between the two. This is something we've tried to already with Seracnus, which gets players practicing some aspects of prayer switching, controlling an additional enemies, and movement. However, the boss's place in the player's progression isn't necessarily clear. That's true. I actually just started it and I'm already maxed. We want to develop an encounter that serves to give old school RuneScape's budding brawlers confidence to get to grips with PVM and experience more of what the game has to offer. Exactly what this encounter might look like and what rewards it might provide are still to be decided, and we'll need your help, of course. However, our initial thoughts are around making the encounter feel like a viable alternative to Nightmare Zone or various crabs when it comes to earning combat XP and progressing your account. Of course. Very interesting. It seems like they're doing a lot of low-level, or I guess I should say mid-level changes, which is great, right? That's where I would say majority of the actual player base is like mid-level, so we need a lot of changes for them. It's very, very good. And then they want to do some changes to the Chambers of Xeric with scouting and scaling. I'm actually just going to read the poll questions for these. So, should we develop a system to improve scouting? Favorable layouts at the Chambers of Xeric. The exact details of the system will be determined at a later date. Yes, obviously. I like the scaling part of this is why I've never done it. Or I guess I should say the scouting. And now for the scaling, the poll question: should we develop a system to allow players to set their own scales at the Chambers of Xeric? The exact details of the system will be determined at a later date. And if they mean similar to, say, TOA, I'm totally down for that. Okay, so I guess we can expect soon the Dead Man Apocalypse, which is interesting if you are into PvP. And then obviously they've got a membership promotion right now for 48 hours only, so they're offering 10% off the Premier membership for the next 48 hours. This is the best value membership package we offer, and we've made it even better to celebrate the Summer Summit and the future of Old School RuneScape. All you need to do is simply go to the store and purchase a 12-month package, and the discount will be automatically applied. So I guess if you want to buy membership, I usually do this stuff like this, but I just bought a few months and I can't be asked right now, to be honest. I probably should, but well, we've got a lot of stuff to look forward to, and when these updates do come out, I will probably cover them in more detail. I just wanted to go over the Summer Summit with you guys. Sorry the video's out a bit late than it should have been. I just wanted to get this one and cover everything that I absolutely could. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys did actually stay all the way to the end, comment Abyssal Demon. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya later.